we expect that this area will have a larger population of Muslims than in some of the other areas we go in India. And so when it comes between Hindus and Muslims, there's things you need to learn about both. But Hindus, bridging to Hindus isn't quite the same as trying to bridge to a Muslim. And so there's a book that we will be giving you to read, and I'll also, once you've signed up, I'm going to leave some with Don so that when you do sign up and you're ready to go, he has them here where he can give you this to start reading. I will also be sending some CDs of some audio training on how do you bridge things for reaching a Muslim. What this does, it has a simple, short method. If you learn a few short passages, references in the Quran that speak about Jesus, and learn how to use a few of the Arabic words that are familiar to them for God and Jesus, the gospel, it will help a lot in your being able to get a hearing. And the primary goal with Muslims is to use this bridge to find out where God is already at work in somebody's heart, who is open to learn more, and potentially draw them to have further conversation away from a crowd or a group, and to plant seeds that allow the nationals to return and continue to follow up on those whose hearts have some openness. So you'll be given some tools. I know that when I was leading my first team and the area I was going was Muslim, I kind of go, my first trip and I'm going to go in and speak to Muslims? I was like, all I saw, this was, you know, was all I could picture was 9/11, you know, and you know, and it's like, don't they just want to kill us? The reality is that most of the Muslims are not like that, and that the Muslims we spoke to really hadn't heard the gospel, and they still had hospitality, even though it was a big leap for them. And that I was very encouraged by finding out there really was a common ground to speak to them. Did you know that Isa is the name for Jesus in Arabic, and is part of that? That Isa is spoken about it. He was born of a virgin in the Quran, teaches that he knows the way to heaven, that he is called the Ruh Allah, meaning the Spirit of Allah. Well, those are some things to raise some curiosity about Isa. How could he, is there any other prophet that never had a human father? Why is that? Well, as they begin to understand something about that Jesus is unique, that gets their curiosity to begin to look further. The Injil is the word for the Gospels. Well, the Quran says that the before books, it's called the before books, that they're from God. And once if you can point that the Quran teaches that the Injil is from God, it is Holy Scripture, that they're it's one of the holy books, then all of a sudden now that opens up for them to hear what you have to say out of the Injil. And so the way I kind of view it is that somehow in the Quran, God has left a little bit of light. There's a little bit of light there. And the way I view it is kind of like when you're in a movie theater and they got those, it's all dark, and they got those little tiny lights on the pathway. It's not enough to see what's really going on around you, but it's enough to lead you to exit. And that's the way I kind of view that for some reason there's just enough in the Quran that could help guide somebody to exit Islam and to come to faith in Jesus. And so this will be part of what we will help you in learning. Again, I found that you don't have to be an expert. Whatever you are able to learn, God uses in whatever situation He puts you in. Any questions about
how much of our trip will be trying to share with Muslims? Is it 50-50?
I don't know yet. The partner that we are expecting to work with, Mark Hussein, is a Muslim background believer. And this is where he has an entree into the Muslim community. But the 80%, I think it's maybe almost 80% of India is Hindu. So you will definitely have Hindus as well. It's just there'll probably be more Muslims than we would normally reach. Just because of the nature of where we're going and what we think the focus will likely be. Again, be flexible, that might change. But I want you to be equipped with that and be aware of that.
Can you give us kind of a time frame on training? Because I don't want to draw the cube or use it backwards.
Tied on a string.
Yeah, good. That's a really good point. The way I'm viewing the training is today we're giving you a very, just a basic overview, and we have 30 minutes left, and so we're just going to make sure you kind of know how it all works, but we're not going to get into much training at all. The second meeting will be, Don will lead you, and I'll be giving him some additional materials that will help you, and that will be focused largely on your spiritual preparation. What do you need to be doing to get spiritually prepared? May 17th, I'm going to have you all come up to join with the others from, especially the San Diego County area, and I'll have you come down toward our way, and that'll be our large, most important training, probably about 3 hours long. And that'll be also a time of uniting our team from the different churches and the way the Lord pulls together our group. And so, and then my expectation is you'll have one more time that's just your group before we actually go on the trip. So we'll have one main time together, but you will have a lot you can do on your own. Stephanie, could you explain what's in the kit when they sign up?